Braelyn, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
I'm well. I'm so excited. I'm just excited. I saw the movie. I saw Mufasa, and I'm gonna dive right into it. And I want to start with something a little offensive. So I'm gonna ask you this: do you
Okay.
even know what the Disney Renaissance era is?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't.
It's okay. That's why it's offensive, because I didn't want you to be like, oh my God, yes. But as a Disney nerd, I had to ask. And the reason I'm asking is because I feel like Mufasa really starts to capture that Disney Renaissance era with how The Lion King, the original film, was, with just the liveliness of the music and all of the artistry in the movie itself. So I wanted to ask you that just so I can kind of gauge where we're at in terms of your
Okay,
Disney
yeah.
nerdiness.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you a little bit about, can you start by walking me through the beginning of where were you with preparation in getting this role? Because this is like a huge deal.
Yeah, so it was really interesting preparing for Mufasa because, the Mufasa that we're introduced to in the original Lion King is so different than the younger version that I'm portraying. Mufasa in this movie, he starts off as an orphan, and he kind of gets separated from his family, so he's really going through it, and he runs across another cub named Taka and his mom, and they kind of adopt him into their family. So I think playing Mufasa from such a different perspective was so much fun, and the director Braelyn Rankins really gave me a lot of freedom with that, so it was really fun.
Now, you've done a little bit of work with Disney before, so you kind of had that mentality and mindset. Can you talk about some of the work you did before you got to this part?
Yeah, so I actually had a small role in Lady and the Tramp. That was my first Disney project, and that was so much fun for me. I've loved Disney for such a long time. Actually, Disney is what really inspired me to get into acting. So being a part of that set was so much fun. And I also did a show called Genius Aretha, which was on National Geographic, which is a part of Disney. So that was also pretty cool. So yeah, I have worked with Disney for a few times.
So let me ask you this: as a child actor, I mean, as a kid, when I was a kid, I definitely was bouncing around between Nickelodeon and Disney. And I have to ask, I always felt like Disney was top tier. Do you really feel like it's just you're superior now? You're like, I'm there. Like, you all try again.
No. Not at all.
I love it. I love it. So let's talk a little bit about how you were able to kind of jump into this role with Mufasa. And, again, you're approaching it from the perspective of young Mufasa. Can we talk a little bit about how you got into that mentality?
Yeah, so this was my first, voiceover role that was, strictly voiceover. So it was a bit difficult for me at first just because we weren't on a practical set. So all that I was voicing to was sketches, or sometimes I would just, have to use completely my imagination because they wouldn't have all of the scenes drawn out yet. So preparing was pretty difficult. Being in the studio and trying to get into character was difficult at times, and it was a bit awkward for me. But after a while, everyone made me really comfortable. So it was a lot of fun. It ended up being a lot of fun.
That is really one of the things I wanted to ask you about, was with the voiceover. Did you do any voiceover work from here? Because I know you're an Atlanta transplant, so I wanted to ask, was any of that done here? Did you have to go to LA? What's the story behind that?
No, yeah, a lot of the work was done here in Atlanta. So all of the scenes, I filmed all of my scenes in Atlanta, and then I flew to New York to record the song. But yeah, all of the other work was done here.
And how do you feel working with Lin-Manuel Miranda? I know his work has really just captivated the world, so from Hamilton to Encanto. So how do you feel working with somebody like that?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I feel like the best way to describe Lin-Manuel Miranda is he's the exact same way as he is on TV in real life. And he's so funny, and he was really nice and made us feel really comfortable in the studio. I was very nervous filming the song because my voice was changing a lot at that time. I think I was 14 or 15. So I was really nervous, but him, and then I had a vocal coach named Kurt, really helped open up my voice. So it ended up being a lot of fun.
Now, going from a more traditional acting set to just voiceover acting, how do you feel it's helped you grow as an actor?
Oh my gosh, just with voiceover in general, kind of like I said, I wasn't too familiar with it. So coming into it, I feel like in order to really get into character, you have to just be okay with being embarrassed, because acting like you're running through cheese, or acting like, you're getting swept away in a flood, it can be really awkward when you're not on a practical set. So Yeah, I think just helping me to stay more present in the scenes. It definitely helped me grow in that aspect.
So let's talk a little bit about the story with Mufasa. For people who are really fans of The Lion King, I mean, he obviously had such a it's the saddest Disney dad death there. I'm just gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room there. But can we talk about why should fans go and see it, whether they're fans of the cartoon or the 2019 version? What's so special about this film?
Yeah, I think this film does a really really good job of paying homage to the original. Even if you pay attention throughout some of the music and throughout some of the scenes, there's a lot of Easter eggs that I noticed. I'm a bit of a Disney nerd, so I definitely picked up on a few myself. But yeah, and I think the music is just great. It's such a callback to some of the original music. And yeah, it's just a great holiday movie, a great family movie.
And that is something I really loved when I saw the film was the music. I just felt like it was like next level. And that's why I was asking earlier about, how much you know about the Disney Renaissance era, because I felt like it was such a toss back to the original film that came out when it was a cartoon versus all this CGI work. Let me ask you a little bit about that. How do you feel kind of with CGI, like kind of the artwork behind that?
I thought it was pretty cool. Kind of like I said, when I was first recording, it was just sketches for me. So I didn't get to see, a lot of the final product. So, at the premiere, when I got to see the full film, I thought they did a really good job. And I loved how expressive, the animals were. And yeah, it looked amazing. And they looked so real, like you could almost reach through the screen and pet them. And they're so cute. That's the first thing I thought of young Mufasa when I saw him. Like, he kind of looks like one of my dogs to me. So yeah, it was really fun.
What's been your favorite part about this whole process and this whole journey?
My favorite part so far has definitely been the song. The soundtrack is actually out now, so definitely go check that out. But honestly, all the music. I listened to the full soundtrack, and it's no skips for me. I love all of the music in the film, so it was great.
I love it. Star 94 is Atlanta's feel-good station, and you're really representing Atlanta in this film. Let's talk a little bit about you outside of the film. Now, I know you've got some equally talented siblings. Are they jealous that you got this?
No, actually, one of my siblings, Brielle, got to kind of help me out with some of the lines in here. So, yeah, it's been fun. We've all enjoyed it. We all went to the premiere, and my first time seeing it was their first time seeing it as well. So we all experienced it, as a family.
That's cute. Were you nervous? What if you felt like your family was like, "Oh no, we hate it"? What would you do then?
No, I wouldn't say I was nervous. I know my family would have kept it real with me. So when I saw that they liked it, I was like, okay, I'm good. So yeah, we all loved it. We all enjoyed it.
Let's talk a little bit about Atlanta. You talk about saying you love exploring new restaurants. You're doing more exploring than me because I'm a go to work, go to sleep, go home, that's it type of person. So let's talk about some of your favorite restaurants downtown.
Okay, some of my favorite restaurants. There's a spot near where I stay that's called the Brown Dog, which is really good. I'm not sure if it's all around Atlanta, but I just know there's one near me. I love it. I always get the black bean burger. I love Slutty Vegan. That's a really good spot. And that actually is I feel like all the chicken tastes real. All of the food tastes, like real products. So, yeah, and I also love Papados.
Love it, love it. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Papados when I first came to Georgia. I just was like, alligator? Who eats alligator? But I'm a fan now. I will say that. I am a fan.
I've actually never had alligator.
It tastes just like chicken.
That's what someone said that earlier. Yeah.
I swear to God, it tastes just like chicken. What are some of your other favorite kind of spots around Atlanta that maybe people can catch you at?
Oh, I love Six Flags. I love roller coasters. Me and my dad both. We love roller coasters. I love the thrill of it. And yeah, I went to the zoo earlier today, and I definitely need to go back and check that out. I haven't been in so long, but I love animals. I love seeing the animals. So, yeah, I would definitely be there soon.
And, Atlanta Zoo has such a unique history, and I think it's such a great place to go and appreciate animals and all the conservation work the zoo actually does in environments around the world. Totally lost my train of thought. Let's talk a little bit about how people can find out more information about the movie and you. How can people stay in touch with you?
Yeah, for sure. So my Instagram is BRAENBRIE, and you can definitely catch updates of the movie. They're all over Disney's page, and I also repost them on my page as well. So yeah, make sure you get your tickets. It drops this Friday, which I'm so excited for everyone to see. I'm so excited to see everyone's reactions. I know everyone will love it as much as I do. So.
I love it. I love it. Any kind of little teaser or message you want anybody to know about the movie?
I will say, let me think. What's a good teaser? What's a good teaser? I would say it's very different. I would say it's unexpected. I didn't read the full script when I was recording, so like I said, this was, at the premiere was my first time seeing the full film. So I found out, the storyline along with everybody else. So I definitely say it's shocking. So be prepared. It's emotional. I feel like I wanted to cry watching some of these scenes, but it has really good heart and it has a really good message. So.
I totally agree with that. And there were some times I was like, "Am I gonna cry?" Because I don't like crying in public. I still feel like I have to wear my heart on my sleeve and be like, "No, I'm tough. I'm not gonna cry in public." But I totally agree with you. What's next for you in terms of projects that are on the rise? Can you talk about that, or is it something super secret?
So I have a podcast with my family called Life with the Rankins that you can catch on streaming platforms where we kind of just give our updates about the acting industry and our experiences. And for further announcements, when I can announce them, they will definitely be on my social media. So stay tuned.
And just let everybody know one more time everything about the film, when it's coming out, where they can find it, all
Yeah,
that stuff.
so the soundtrack for the film actually released on the 13th, so you can go ahead and check that out now. And then the actual film drops on Friday, the 20th. So make sure you get your tickets.
All right. I love it. I love it. And let people know where they can follow you one last time.
You can follow me on Instagram, BRAENBRIE. And I recently started up a TikTok, and it's just my name. It's just Braelyn and then a dot Rankins. So make sure you check me out there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.